My career started at Deloitte Consulting. That was end of the 90s, and I went in there as a consultant. Worked with Sam Morgan, who founded Trade Me at that stage, and also John McDonald, who's now the CEO of Trade Me. I was at Deloitte for 4 years, working on various sort of private and public sector projects, ranging from fisheries through to energy and health. After there, I was on a project with the Ministry of Fisheries. We established a company with those guys, quota management, and eventually started working for them as a system analyst, and then moving into the IT manager role for them. I was there for 5 years, managed their development team and their infrastructure guys, and then after the 5 years moved across to Trade Me at the start of 2007. So I've been here for nearly 4 years now. Started here as a head of our platform team, and so that I was responsible for all of the servers and the storage and just making sure the site stayed up, and then moved into the head of infrastructure role, which also covered the database aspect of our IT environment, and recently moved into the head of technology role, which now also covers the development aspects of everything that we do here. So that's our development team, our BAs, our designers, our content people, SEO people. While working with Sam at Deloitte, I vividly remember we're actually working at Telecom, and you know, Sam was having to do some work around ASP, some new Microsoft technology that was coming out at that point in time, and so Sam rocked up to me and said he was tinkering with this sort of little auction site that he was putting together so that he could learn this new technology that he'd be able to go and use within Telecom. And he said to me he was going to take over the world and watch out Rupert Murdoch. And so that was kind of a lost opportunity for me, because I just sort of said, yeah, whatever dude, good luck. And well, now everyone knows where Trade Me is and how well he did with the sale to Fairfax. So the head of technology role is actually a new role here. Previously it was split into infrastructure and into development. But as the company's growing, those guys were reporting, or we were reporting into John, which means it was getting more difficult for him to stay abreast of that stuff. So I've introduced a head of technology role, and that role was responsible for everything tech-focused across the company. So our tech team now consists of around 50 staff, which are a pool of development experts, infrastructure, so server guys, network guys, storage guys, our database guys. And so now the head of technology is responsible for the delivery of everything that we do across the site. And it's not just Trade Me, we've also got Find Someone and Old Friends, and we've got our travel business that we're doing now as well. And so with all of that stuff, we're responsible for the delivery of the product out to our members. If I was to explain what Trade Me is an organisation, if you think about eBay from a core auction point of view, Trade Me offers core auctions for New Zealand, and we focus on the New Zealand market only. We intentionally did that several years ago to maintain the trust and the safety of our members on the site. So Trade Me offers core auctions and also classified. So we've got our verticals, which is motors, property, and jobs, and we're also branching into the travel and accommodation area as well. So we're a significant player in the internet business in New Zealand. Depending on what measure you look at, we're around 2/3 of New Zealand's domestic internet traffic. So Nelson Net Ratings is an independent measure, and on any given day we'll do around 55 million page impressions in a day, up to 6 million in an hour. So some of our nearest competitors do about 4 million pages in a month, and we sort of do more than that in an hour. So if you sort of think of the scale of that and the impact that we can have on New Zealand if the site's not up, and also we see what New Zealand are doing. So an interesting example is the recent rowing champs, or when we had the Olympics, we will see our traffic peter off slightly as people are go and watch the finals of things. The Outrageous Fortune finale earlier this week, we saw our traffic drop off as everybody rushes off to the TV and goes and watches that. So we can get a feel and a vibe for what's happening across the country based on what our traffic's doing. So the growth of broadband across New Zealand is a really interesting thing for us, and something that we support fully. You know, fibre to the home, Pacific Fibre, anything that aids connectivity for people aids us as a business. Also adds new challenges for us, which is cool in a way. With people moving away from slow dial-up speeds and moving on to broadband, and you know, eventually we'll hopefully have a lot of people on fibre, their demands on our infrastructure will increase. So if you think of 2/3 of the traffic that we support now, New Zealand's domestic traffic, that's only going to get faster, more demands on us. People can connect to us faster, download stuff faster, place bids faster, view images more often. and we need to sort of stay ahead of the game with that. And so we need to be keeping an eye on what's happening in the industry, get a feel for when these things are going to be coming live, so that we're geared up with our infrastructure. That, you know, if whole suburbs sort of start turning on fibre and people are now connecting 10 times faster, that's going to have a direct impact on us. So the key thing for us is to stay well abreast of that stuff, support it 100%, and be ready for it when it comes on. So the best barometer for us to gauge what people want on the site and what features we should be delivering on the site is our members. We like to engage with those guys as much as possible. We've got a message board where members, you know, feedback to us all the time, you know, the things they'd like to see, the things they want to do. So that's us sort of responding to those guys and to our members, and being able to go back to them and talk to them about ideas. We also have top sellers, which are, you know, big members on our site, and we have they have account managers, and we have a top seller team that are continually engaging with them and finding out, you know, what would make your life easier and better when you're transacting on Trade Me. And so we take those ideas and thrash them around internally, and you know, eventually those ideas end up on the site. I guess there's broader things we need to keep an eye on. You know, what's the market doing? You know, what laws are changing and things that we need to adjust to. You know, liquor laws are changing, and, you know, gun laws are changing, and you can't sell non-New Zealand plugs in New Zealand, so we can't do that on the site as well. So we're going to stay on top of all that stuff as well to know what changes we want to put across the site. Up until a few years ago, Trade Me was very much, you know, mum and dad, and we've just got more and more top sellers. You know, people are running businesses through Trade Me now, so we need to make sure that we give those guys attention and support those guys. You know, that's their livelihood and that's their business.